Make a date with Rev Dr Ebenezer Markwei at 6 a.m. from Monday to Saturday on Graphic Online via Facebook and YouTube as he expounds on matters of faith. Graphic Online, truth and accuracy every day.
This is Rev Dr Ebenezer Markwei of Living Streams International. We meet behind the trade fair, behind Zenith College, bringing to you matters of faith with Graphic Online. I would like to call today's topic colorful conversations. Colorful conversations. Have you looked at the conversation between Moses and God and the ingredients and the mechanics of that conversation? Now God meets Moses, or Moses meets God on the mountaintop, Horeb, you get in all that, and then there's a burning fire, then Moses is coming, then God then begins to tell Moses, okay, so let me try and imitate the voice of God. Let my voice be a little bit big. Moses, Moses, take off your shoes from off your feet, for the place where thou standest is holy ground. And then God begins to cast a picture before Moses, paint a picture of Moses' destiny. He said, I want you to go and tell Pharaoh to let my people go. The cry of my people has come unto me. And then, look at Moses' conversation with God. Moses' reply, that's why I call it colorful conversation. Moses said, I do not speak well. So that Moses doesn't speak well. He said, I don't speak normally. I don't speak excellently. I am not a very good speaker. In actual fact, Moses was saying that I am a stammerer. So God says, Moses, Moses, I want to send you to my people to go and deliver my people from Egypt. Then Moses begins to, God, what are you talking about? Oh boy. Interesting conversation, colorful conversation between God and Moses. See what? God is telling Moses, I trust you with the work. I believe in you. I know you can do it. And then Moses looks at his limitation. He says, I do not speak well. I do not speak well. And Moses is looking at his circumstances. He's looking at his human abilities. He's looking at his human capabilities. And he's telling God, please send whoever you want to send me. Leave me alone. Guess what? You think that your limitation is God's limitation. You think that what you can do means God cannot do it. Listen, God chooses funny people. And all these funny people, they all have limitations. They all have weaknesses. The Bible says, for we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellency might be of God and not of man. Stop looking at your limitations. Stop looking at what you have or what you don't have. And see rather what God can do. See the ability of God. See the ability of God to transform a dead stick into a snake. See the ability of God to use an old man to become somebody and terrorize a whole nation, powerful nation at that. See the ability of God. Stop looking at your limitation. Stop looking at your weaknesses. Paul said, one time, Paul went to God and said, I have a weakness. And he said, 3 times I sought the face of the Lord and I begged God to take away the weakness. And God said, 3 times, God said, hey, listen, my grace is sufficient for you and my power is made perfect in your weakness. Stop looking at your weakness and look at what grace can do. I am a product of grace. Oh yes, oh yes. Weaknesses, oh yes. You may not know, but yes. I'm not a superman. No man of God is a superman. Every man of God has something, has a deficiency, has an insufficiency, has something that doesn't make him whole. Every man of God has something. He has an ability, but he also has a limitation. But guess what? We focus not on the limitation, but we focus on God's ability to compensate for the limitation. That's what God was telling Moses. He said, I created the mouth. I created the tongue. I can do this. And Moses was saying, if you could have done it, you should have done it a long time ago. But God said, listen, even with your weakness, I've provided divine assistance. And who is that divine assistance? Aaron. And what is the recommendation of Aaron comes with this recommendation. Do you remember? He said Aaron speaks well. So whereas Moses is deficient, God brings Aaron, who speaks well, to help the inefficiency, to help the deficiency. So guess what? Stop concentrating on the limitation. Rather, focus on grace, because grace compensates for it all. See you next time. God bless.